can't follow that, can I? Thank you for your kind words and good wishes. Can I start my speech by welcoming the guests today? We're surrounded by most of the friends and family that have been important to us during our lives. It makes me the happiest man alive to be able to say, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, on behalf of my wife and I welcome to our wedding, and I thank you sincerely for making this day so special. Before I start my speech, I think most of you have already spotted them, but the cameras on the tables, just make sure we take as many pictures as we can, and then someone will pop round a bit later on to collect them. I was going to try and create a poem today, and just to describe how I feel, so everyone can understand. But the only problem was, unfortunately, I couldn't get Claire, Boss and Now to rhyme, so I give up on that one. The other cliche one is actually I had a really good speech prepared today, but as you all know, now that I'm married, I've got to give this one that Claire told me to. It didn't seem 5 minutes ago since I met Claire in Diva nightclub in Coventry. My John Travolta style dancing and cheeky smile resulted in Claire begging me for a dance. Well, that's my version, I'm going to stick to it. The next big milestone was my romantic proposal to Claire. In Mexico 2005, we were having a romantic walk down the beach on the first night of our holiday. As we sat down on a sunbed to watch the sunset, I slyly slipped onto one knee and asked Claire to marry me. A few tears later, luckily Claire said yes, or I could honestly say it would have been the worst holiday of my life. And the rest, they say, is history. One of the best things about being a man is that weddings do seem to organise themselves. Clearly, events like today don't just happen. They take a considerable amount of hard work and organisation. And it seems an appropriate point for me to ask you to join me in a toast to Claire, whose constant hard work and organisation skills have made today the celebration that it is. I was told by my new mother-in-law that Claire looked wonderful in her dress, but that still didn't prepare me enough for when I saw her walk down the aisle at me. I was overwhelmed, to say the least. It has been a really emotional day. Even the cake's in tears. They get worse. I still can't believe that such a wonderful woman chose to marry me. So I'd like to say to my best friend, my wife, I am extremely lucky to be the one to marry you. I love you very much, and I know that it's the start of many happy years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding. I'd like to propose a toast to Claire McGowan. Unfortunately, it's not been possible to have everyone we love with us here today. We know they're with us in spirit, and they're not only with us in our thoughts, but more importantly, they're with us in our hearts. So with them in mind, would you please raise your glasses to absent friends and family? Absent friends and friends. Of course, I haven't just gained a wife today, but also a family. And thank you all very much for making me feel so welcome. And most of all, thank you for bringing Claire up to be the woman that I've married. Des and Sue, from the bottom of our hearts, Claire and I would like to thank you for helping make this day so special. I'm very proud to be your son-in-law, and I hope I live up to your expectations. So do I. Having been engaged to Claire now for nearly 2 years, I think I'm well enough prepared. In appreciation, we'd like to give you a small gift as a thank you. More. Have to share it. I would also like to thank my mum and dad for everything they've given to me during my life. They've always been there, and at times I have needed them. Thank you for welcoming Claire into the family. I'd also like to give you a small gift. You should have some pasta with this. Thank you.
You can get whiskey in that box.
Claire and I would like to thank you all very much for your cards, kind thoughts and wonderful gifts. We'd also like to say a big thank you to Claire's nan Doreen for providing us with such a lovely cake. I would also like to say how overwhelmed I am by how beautiful Claire looked in her wedding dress, and also how lovely the bridesmaids looked, and what a fantastic job they've done. I'd like to propose a toast to the bridesmaids. Claire and I would like to present the two Kerrys with a small gift to thank you for making sure the day was so perfect. Matt, thank you for being best man and for getting me to the church on time and for making sure I had a nice early night last night. No more said, I think.
No,
I'd like
can't
to present,
remember it anyway.
I'd like to present Matt with a gift as well. Miss Claire's like to point out Matthew.
Jeez, I'm calling that, I'm in trouble.
Cheers. And I'd like to say a big thank you to Jay for being our page boy, looking so smart. He was a star. And a big thank you, And a big thank you to my brother Gary and my new brother-in-law Paul for the great job they've done as ushers. Although none of them had any prior experience as bouncers, I think we'd all agree they've done a wonderful job. I'd like to present you with some small gifts as a thank you as well. It's nearly the end, you'll be glad to know. I should just perhaps mention at this point that Matt suffers from a rare medical condition which makes him prone to daydreaming. He often invents the most amazing stories which he sincerely believes. I hope you bear this in mind when he stands up to speak. I think that's enough from me. So without no further ado, despite my better judgment, I'll hand it over to Matthew, my best man.